I am dating. I do have a girlfriend. She's awesome.
Let's go.
I heard it through the grapevine that you got a little. Well, not really. I heard it from you actually. You you have a girlfriend, yes?
Dude, it's so funny. Last time I was on live with Damp, I was saying if people pay attention, my
Yeah.
libido and my artistic urge are very tied. If
Mhm.
I do more than one post within like 2 weeks, I'm fucking.
Yeah.
I've done 5 posts in 2 weeks, so
Yeah.
yeah, dude, it's been so good, man.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. This is a blessing. Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know. Things. Oh God, there's skeeters now. Um. Well, that's good, man. You know, lots good going on. I feel like recently. I have some questions for you,
dude,
but
I'm here for it.
I have. So here's what I did this time. I actually, can you believe it? I actually brought a piece of paper and I wrote stuff
Holy
down.
shit.
It's amazing. But the thing is that these are all kind of very random questions. But first of all, well, let's pause here a minute. Is there
Yeah.
anything I'm figuring out? What's going on here? Um, is there anything? What is there anything in your mind in particular
I
that's
figured
buzzing around?
once again, we
Yeah,
fuck politics this time. Fuck,
yeah,
all the boring shit. We can talk more Substack, more writing. I do want to talk
yeah.
about your last poem post, bro. The one, dude,
Oh, really?
that was hard, bro. That was. I think I put in the comments. I was like, when you put still in those lines, dude, the stopping
Yeah.
of the cadence was like a punch every time to me, dude. Like I'm too stupid to understand poetry. I'm so fucking dense. Like that's why, which is
Mhm.
like total bullshit coming from me who writes like what the fuck is this kid saying? So like it's kind of hilarious coming from me. But when it comes to poet,
Mhm.
like I need you to like kind of be obvious in your intention. And dude, the writing
Mhm.
was just like smacking me in the face, dude. Fantastic poem, dude. Hard.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
dude.
dude. I don't even know. See, the thing is about poetry is like I like poetry, but I don't even really know what I'm doing with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
you're
I
not
also
supposed to, I
feel
don't
like
think. I wouldn't know, but
that's the thing, though. I feel like poetry, like there's different, like I think subgenres of poetry or whatever, as I call it,
yeah,
subgenres.
rhyming,
Yeah,
haiku.
yeah.
That's
Slam, another one.
yeah, yeah.
But
Hip
like
hop.
you gotta, yeah, exactly. There's a few genres, but I don't really. I also feel like there's just like this type of like I'll just read a lot of poems that also are just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
It's just written in a weird way. I don't know, and that's kind of what I try to do. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't really know what it all means, but well, I think I do know what it means vaguely.
He says
But
it's a lot of fun. You look at the poem. I crawl on my ankles and my hands bleed. It's so much fun.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It was kind of dark, but
Good
it
shit.
was fun to write the darkness. You know. Um, but yeah, poetry is a lot of fun. Um, I don't know. What have you? I haven't been keeping up with the Substack lately. But what have you been
Good.
cooking up as of late? Discuss. Tell me of some of your
Oh
what
well,
ideas are cooking around in your noggin, sir?
the Substack in the Chud Stack sphere has been the Chud Stack tier list. That's been the lore of the terminally online, where people have been
Yeah.
ranking all the chuds, and I feel like it's funny because I was
Uh
like
huh.
the only one who was familiar with more than like 30% of those images, and so
Yeah.
half the posts were like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who the fuck is this guy?" And it was actually
Yeah.
because when people put all in like the gem category, then all in the coal category, and they're like, "Sorry, I don't know who
Hmm.
half you are. Fuck you," and I was like, that is the chud energy that we need for this. So it's like the only ones that were recognized everywhere was like Pikachu, Worst Boyfriend Ever, and Damp. Like those were the three that
Hmm.
everybody knew. Everybody else was like, yeah, I don't know who these fucking kids are. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
As far as my own writing,
Yes.
dude, the N word makes you a faggot post actually
Yeah.
got some fun traction. That was pretty cool.
I like
That
that
is
one
the
a
most.
lot.
Thank you, dude. What do you
Yeah.
like about it? Please glaze me.
Um. Yeah. I don't know. I mean. I feel like. Um. I don't know. I just agree with
Mm,
it. I just
mm,
agree with it. I don't know if I have a ton of. I mean, first of all, I think your delivery on anything is always. You have a very good comedic voice in your writing, which is
yeah.
awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Um.
you.
But I mean, yeah, I think that it's a little it's a little gay as a
It's a little
white fella
gay.
to be throwing
Yeah.
to be throwing around the N word like that.
Well,
Just
it's
like
funny
if you
because I was like, how do you insult like racist, bro. Like what's the
Yeah.
funniest thing? And I go, well, obviously you
Mm.
call them gay because they'll be
Exactly.
anything, but they don't want to be gay. So I was like, well,
Yeah.
how I have to make it that angle. And so that's when
Hmm.
I was like smiling. I was writing this in like a diner, and I wrote the line. I was like, how often do you think about young black men? And someone's like,
Yeah.
what are you writing? I was like, usually I would tell you, but like, I don't think we want to go down this route. That was pretty funny. And then
Yeah.
the line where I was like, their palms are white and their souls are white, but you yearn for a black tongue. When I wrote that, I was
Hmm.
like, yeah, that's bars. Send it. I was like, done.
Yeah.
No editing. That's done.
Yeah. Hell yeah. No, I just yeah, that was a fantastic one.
Thank
Um,
you, bro.
it's gotta yeah. I need to I need to do more. Honestly, I need to do more reading in general. Um, but yeah, the way you deliver stuff is fantastic. I don't even know. You have encapsulated a voice that is it's very special. I'm gonna tell you that. It's very special. It's very unique. I ain't seen
Thank
much
you,
like
dog.
it. I ain't
Well, I
seen
kind
much
of
like it.
I take the approach where it's like, okay, I like going back to like BAP or somebody like Bronze Age Pervert's a good example. Ooh, the wind's gonna get fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like he writes. Okay, obviously, if he's not an FBI plant, which he could be, who the fuck knows? But like, you write with a memey tongue. You use all of these very like terminally online terms, but you like
Yeah.
co-opt it with philosophy. And so I like one of
Hmm.
my buddies I sent him my last post, and he was like, "How do you walk the line between you can never take this fucking idiot seriously and like what the fuck did he just say? Like how do you do
Hmm.
that?" And I was like, "Well, it's because it's like I just don't take it seriously. You know what I mean? For me, it's
Yeah.
just entertainment. Like I don't see I see talking anything, politics, philosophy, and my last cynic post, I made that very clear. Like it's fun, I enjoy it, but it's
Hmm.
not. If it doesn't actually touch grass, if I can't do anything with it, we're just shit talking. Like if you're taking yourself
Yeah.
seriously, you've opened yourself up for me to make fun of you, and so that's kind of the
Hmm.
approach I take with every single thing that I write. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, it's about to be crazy.
Yeah. I feel that.
Let me switch so it's not gonna fucking fall over.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
using a vase of flowers, dude. That's like so on brand for me. Fuck yeah, let's go. There we
Nice.
go.
I do have a little tripod here, but as we've seen in previous cases, oh, it's not always reliable.
Exhibit
It's
it.
not always reliable. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know. Um, I'm gonna be honest. So I have these questions, and they're kind of all over the place, but they're kind of like philosophical questions, I suppose.
Let's run it, dude.
Um, and I don't have a ton, but I have some, and I wanted your thoughts on these questions I have. Some of them are kind of just fun. Um, do you want to get into them? Should I ask you?
I would love that so much.
Okay. So, all right, the first one is just what is the difficult experience you've had? And what, if anything, did you learn from that experience?
Fuck, dude. The first thing that comes to mind is like when I got divorced, going to like couples therapy, and
Oh, wow.
in that moment being like, oh, actually, a divorce is better for me. Like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I remember, dude. I've never really been suicidal, but
Hmm.
I was so fuck. Okay, I wasn't. I could never actively take my own life unless it was in a fight and I was doing it for someone else. But it was the fact I remember this. I was driving my car. I was speeding. This guy like almost hit me, and I swerved out of the way. And my first thought, like the first very conscious thought was like, "Who cares?" That's the
Hmm.
first thing I thought. I was like, I could have fucking died, and I was like, eh, whatever.
Hmm.
And I knew I was like, I have to go to therapy. Like my first thought, I was like, I don't have, or just
Yeah.
talk to a best, like a homie, something. Like I can't think that. I can't have that be the reoccurring cycle in my brain. And then sort of take that step to be like, okay, if I do this, I know I'm gonna fucking get a divorce. Like I know it's over. I just have to make that
Mm,
choice. That was pretty fucking hard. I think that was probably the most like I'm a happy guy if it's not apparent by every single thing that I do. That was
yeah.
like I have to accept the fact that I'm actually depressed, and that
Hmm.
was not super fucking easy. But yeah, that's probably that's like. But as far as difficulty, like
Yeah.
physically and like actually challenging, that's not emotional. Shit. When I was a child, um,
Mm.
one of my friends, he lost
Hmm.
his floaty down the river,
Yeah.
and it was my fault. And so I was like, bro, no, I'll go get the floaty. It's gonna be
Hmm.
easy. I didn't know what like currents in a river was when I was like I
Oh,
might have been 13 or 14 or some shit. And so I'm walking
yeah.
across this like logging road, and this is where it gets like cinematic. This is one of the moments where the like the lightning of Zeus struck me, and I knew I was a hero for like a
Hmm.
second. I jumped down to these. It was all fallen trees from this logging camp, and they broke underneath me as I was jumping. It was like a
Holy
fucking
shit.
Mario game where the donuts like fall as you're fucking going, and I had to like actually jump and climb these trees as they're falling, and then I had to jump into a swamp, grab this floaty, and then swim across the currents of the river, and I almost drowned on the way back. And then I give
Mhm.
the parents the floaty back because they don't know what's happening, and I'm like, I got you this, and they're like, cool. Like it was
Yeah.
like, oh, like only a me moment. Like I just literally like went to Olympus and came back, and they're just like,
Holy
cool
shit.
kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was very like I almost died that day for no fucking reason.
Just for the hell of it. But
Just
that's
for it was
impeccable
fun.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Once again I felt I had that like moment of heroism where I did something for the homie. It was not recognized
Yeah.
by anybody else but me. I
Yeah.
here.
That's pretty powerful though. You
It
you
was.
you had to save the I love that idea. You just went through like you went through like a little bit of a, a harrowing event but for a floaty.
Yep.
That's all it was.
Yep, and I
Just
still
for a
remember it,
fun.
bro. Like it obviously
Yeah.
impacted me. Like I just still think back and I go, shit, man, I'd do that again 100 times.
Right. That's fucking sick. Also, I don't know if you heard it. Did you hear the coyotes?
Last
It's
time or this
happening.
time?
Oh my god, this time, dude. They were just
I don't
howling
know.
just now.
They come in
Dude.
the neighborhood sometimes, dude. If I see one, I'll flip the camera over. There was one time, I think I told you this last time. I was walking, I was doing like a night jog, and we
Yeah.
like crossed each other out the intersection, and we had that moment where he like saw through my soul, and I saw through
Hmm.
his, and like I head nodded him. He doesn't head nod, he's a dog, but spiritually head nodded me. We walked past each other. It was beautiful.
Yeah. And another car pulled up. This is gonna be fantastic. This is gonna be fantastic. I might get hunted tonight. Dude, I might get hunted tonight. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, sorry. Um, yeah, coyotes are fucking sick though.
Hmm. At least you're right by the
They're fucking
cemetery. They
sick.
can just kind of like dig a hole and fucking plop you in. You know, that's really
Yeah.
convenient for your
It's
family.
super convenient, dude. It's super convenient. They can just throw my ass in. Um, of my little list of questions here, and these are all, I guess, just, you know what? I kind of just sometimes I just think about things, and then I get to pondering. Um, so I have the
Philosophers.
inverse. Exactly. I have the inverse of the question I just asked you. So what's an
Oh,
exceptionally positive experience or good experience that you had? Although the last example with the floaties could be interpreted as such, but like what's a great experience you've had that um and what, if anything, did you learn from that?
a great experience. Oh, there's so
Yeah.
fucking many to pick from, dude. My life is so dope.
Nice.
What's a really good story though? What's a meaningful moment in the life of Diogenes?
Yeah.
Um,
The time you told Alexander the Great that he's blocking your son.
dude, I've had those moments. I've had those
Yeah.
moments. There was one time. This is not answer your question, but for that moment,
Yeah.
I was eating a cheeseburger at a restaurant one time, and
Hmm.
this guy from the seminar came up to me and was like, "You're really enjoying that cheeseburger," and I was like, what? Well, duh. Like I love food. He's like, no, but
Yeah.
like the way you're eating it, it's like your own moment. And I was like, are you trying to like put me in like an AA meeting or like what's the
Yeah.
deal here? Is this some kind of missionary thing? And he's like, no, dude, I just
Yeah.
wanted to say I respect that. And I go, well, thank you so much. But yeah, literally, like I'm enjoying the food, enjoying the sun. But no, answer your
Hmm.
question. This is my favorite like memory in recent years. I was on this road trip to San Francisco
Yeah.
with the good high
Nice.
school homies of mine. We kind of got together after school and wanted to go do something sick before we all like moved away to college and shit. And we stay in Eureka, California. Beautiful area, by the way. It's kind of a shitty
Hmm.
town, but beautiful area, right by the redwoods. And the couple we're staying with, they were like, "Do you want to go on a hike in the redwoods?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to go to fucking Endor. I want to stay at home and like be on my phone. Like, let's do this." So they're
Yeah.
walking across, and what they don't tell me is that we're not walking the redwoods. They know a private beach on the bottom like of this bank, and so we walk
Mm.
through the redwoods, open up to the fucking like to a cliff, see the ocean, walk down the cliff, and we set up this giant sandcastle. And it
Yeah.
was one of these moments where I was joking. I'm like taking these giant logs and like making this giant wall for our sandcastle because obviously we're building a sandcastle. We have to have a wall to keep out the intruders, obviously. And I
Of
was like
course.
joking. I was like, as the prophet I am, when the walls fall, so will the city, bro. Two
Yeah.
hours later, giant wave came in, knocked down all the trees, and the whole thing flooded. And we all just laughed, bro. It was all just like this moment of like, no, Michael, you like told the future. I was like, I
Yeah.
did tell the future. And that was one of those moments where it's like we were on the beach, and it's one of those things where I can't recall anything we talked about, any
Mhm.
kind of like, once again, I'm like an intellectual guy. I like deep conversations. It wasn't about that. It was just
Mhm.
about like the simple silence of like doing this very childish thing together and
Yeah.
having this, kind of spiritual moment by the ocean, dude. It's like one of my favorite memories of all time. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's now I
Fuck
want to
yeah,
know
dude.
yours
Actually,
though. Yeah, because that's a fucking good question, bro. I want to know
well,
yours. Give me some
that
good.
reminded me of I don't know if I should talk about that one, but it reminded me of something similar where I had a bit of a prophetic moment with the homies as well. Um, but man, okay, a good experience. Um, well, I think I got to be honest. A couple of years ago, um, my friend and his family have a cabin in a kind of secluded area in Michigan on the beach,
Oh, sick.
and I've gone up there with him and some friends and stuff over the years, and I think the last time I went um, was a fantastic. It was a really really good time, um, and I don't know if actually in one of the things I wrote recently, I briefly mentioned it. Um, Basically, I'm not gonna lie, I took a light dose of some nice. You got some Widmer Brothers.
Pikachu, Pikachu. Oh, it's Pikachu in the chat. What's up, bro? How you
What
doing,
up,
brother?
dude? Um, we're like, oh yeah. So I just took a little low dose of some psychedelic substances, and
Is a
I
little low
wasn't.
dose a euphemism for a shit ton, or you really just microdose?
I really did for real
Okay,
microdose,
okay.
but
So
I
I just
did.
want to make sure.
But I'll put it to you like this: I stacked up several. I stacked up several substances at a low dose on top of each other. But I was swimming around in the beach. Let me tell you something about Lake Michigan, sir. Let me tell you something
I've been
about Lake
there. I've been
Michigan.
there.
You've been to Lake Michigan? Where did you?
My brother lives in the UP. I think we talked about this last time. He lives in UP. I've
Yeah,
been up there a couple
he
times.
lives in the
Yeah, yeah.
UP. Okay, actually, okay. So they have some fantastic beaches in the UP.
Beautiful up there,
Um,
dude. Crazy beautiful.
it's it's amazing, but like depending on where you go, especially if you're that far north, and this cabin is similarly in one of these regions, um, it's it's kind of the water is like even in the summer it's pretty cold. Like it's not like freezing, but it's pretty chilly. But it feels nice. Anyways, it was really clear. The sun was shining. The waves were pretty good for that day. The Great Lakes, they don't have. You got to go to certain beaches to get the real nice big waves like you do at the ocean.
Hell yeah.
But for whatever reason, they had some nice big waves, and I was just like, I wasn't tripping super heavy, but my imagination was. I feel like my imagination was on 10. It was like boosted, and I was daydreaming hella, and I had like entered my own little world, and it was fantastic. I don't know. That's from recent memory,
Hell
um,
yeah.
and I think I figured out what I. I think from that experience, I figured out what I want my life to look like and everything. So I think that kind of answers my own question, I guess.
That's dope.
Um,
Oh, let's say in the psych
yeah.
trail though, because I also have a good psych story. I was
Okay.
taking MDMA. I was taking MDMA with the homies, dude. Okay, so I was
Yeah.
really so to not dox myself, but in the time I was living in Portland, and
Yeah.
I lived with a guy who wanted he was one of the main startup guys that wanted to make those dome houses for
Oh,
like eco
really?
plantations and stuff. Yeah, dude. They had
Yeah.
a whole warehouse. They were cool, but he had a drug problem and it all got fucked up. And his buddy, his name, we'll call him Ed for the sake of the
Mhm,
story, was a really like known drug dealer in Portland, dude. And he
mhm,
comes in and he's like, "Hey man, do you want to do some cocaine?" And I'm like sweeping the house. I'm like doing chores, and I'm like, "I'm not, dude. I'm like sweep. Why would I want to do cocaine doing the dishes?" He's like, "Because it's cocaine." And I said, "Okay, fuck. I'll do one line of cocaine. That's fine." So we do a little bit of coke, nothing crazy. I'm just hanging out, and then he comes back with he's doing a point of Molly, and I don't like these guys, dude. They're not a vibe.
mhm.
I was like,
Yeah.
fuck. That night, we sat around the fire, and it was like my entire ego of me being the pretentious, I'm the smart writer in the house, right? Totally just obliterated. And we had the most
Mhm.
amazing night. It was so funny. We were around the fire, and they're like, Michael, what are you doing? I'm staring at this basketball that's outside our
Yeah.
backyard. And I was like, I just want to go touch that basketball so bad. He was like, dude,
Yeah.
go touch the basketball. And I can't tell you, like, I've been in the zone a couple times for boxing, like felt it,
Mhm.
been there. I was in
Yeah.
the zone just dribbling that basketball. I could count the fucking points on that basketball with every single dribble, and it was almost like I could like levitate. It was the ball was not bouncing; I was drawing
Yeah.
it back up into my hands and then back down again. And it was so
Yeah.
funny because it went from me being the pretentious asshole that think like I'm doing the chores and to like complete like no only vibes. We're gonna dribble a basketball and like play Foursquare together on MDMA, bro. It was
Yeah.
magical, man. I got my ego just finally got out of the way.
Yeah. That's kind of impeccable when it
It is,
when
dude.
that when you kind of just um yeah, when you can kind of I love how when you get into a state like that, the simplest things, dribbling a basketball or whatever else, the simplest things can kind of just get you going
Get
in
you
such a
going,
way.
dude.
I love that. But wait a minute. So you did some yayo as well as MDMA, and this was the same day.
Literally one hit. It was just like he put
Oh,
Coke on the sink, and I did one line. It wasn't crazy, and it was like a
oh,
couple
okay.
hours later. So I was not. Once again, the thing about having a
Yeah,
fucking BMI like me and having like the twinkest body possible, like I get
yeah,
super high on cocaine, and then 20 minutes, I don't. It's gone. It's gone. That's why
yeah,
I like wouldn't do a lot of stimulants and like pills
yeah,
growing up because it was so much. Everyone else was like chilling and having a high, while Michael's like, well, I have to be a fucking addict if I want to catch up. So I was like, I'm not gonna fucking do that, dude.
yeah. No, I feel that.
I
I
can
was
hear you.
gonna
I'm just
say
gonna grab a
because
beer real quick, but you keep going.
okay, yeah. Um, yeah, no, that would have been a rough time for me if I stacked those like that. I think. But nonetheless, MDMA is I've had some good times on MDMA.
MDMA will change the world, dude. If we could just give it to everybody, that would be fantastic in a controlled setting. Like we
Yeah.
talked about this last time about like having raves be like initiation rituals, but I'm like not playing
Hmm.
about that, dude. Like if we
Yeah.
could get, especially people that have like PTSD, dude, MDMA
Hmm.
is one of the only drugs where you can be like, yeah, man, and then I killed him in cold blood and ripped out his throat and beat him with a helmet, and you can just be the whole time,
Yeah.
dude. Because it's like
Hmm.
you have that feeling of actually this is something that happened to me, but at the
Hmm.
same time it always happens. It's always happening. And so I think that's one of the
Yeah.
only drugs where like I don't think everyone should do drugs. I'm not saying that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying that if we were to pick one drug, it would be MDMA. No competition.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about MDMA, and I've felt some good things on MDMA as well. Um, so I think there's something to that. I heard about you know what I heard recently? There's a psychedelic mushroom in China and the Philippines that wait a minute, have you ever seen this
China
show
in the
called
Philippines?
China
What?
and the Philippines?
Oh, I
Um
was like, I'm not a geographer, but that's not the right. That's not okay.
yeah, no, exactly. Um it's I don't know, it's in Asia is the point, I guess. But then um it's a psychedelic mushroom, and it causes you to see like everybody has the same hallucination on it, and you see little
Oh, so it's like
people.
DMT kind of.
Kind of, yeah. I don't think you're tripping as hard as
Yo.
DMT, but you see little people all over the place, like little, they talk about machine elves or whatnot.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, and I'm just now hearing about this. I'm like, I want to try that shit so bad. I don't even really do anything, these days.
Can we
But
have this
man,
conversation right now, dude? This is
talk
like
to
one of
me.
my favorite questions. Okay, do
Yeah.
we see humanoid creatures because we're
Mm-hmm.
projecting humanoids controlling consciousness? So we think that like a lot of people think only humans are conscious. Like they think animals have like emotions or blah blah blah. But like most people, if pressed, we
Mm-hmm.
think that we have a superior consciousness. I think that's us being anthropocentric and projecting that on the universe. Mother
Yeah.
Nature, we always want to personify like things and energies as
Mm-hmm.
people, as humanoid things. So I'm like
Yeah.
very curious if that's actually just like us reflecting on ourselves, but we
Mm-hmm.
recognize that it's not us. And so we make
Right.
it some kind of whimsical creature or some kind of thing. So I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm just saying our
Mm-hmm.
brain couldn't comprehend structure without a human
Yeah.
element of that structure. That's always how I've interpreted that.
Yeah. That's a really interesting. Oh man. Yeah. I didn't even. Um. I suppose so. So like
We'll have to ask him.
kind of you're thinking about like in the sense of like if you were to perceive like um a, a higher, oh god damn it, insects.
Why did God become a
um
man?
yeah,
Why
I
was Jesus not some kind of lion? Well, he was, right? But he was a
yeah.
man, right? Symbolically, he's an animal. He's a
Mhm.
lamb, he's a lion, etc. But we have to make him a man so he can save us. So that
Yeah.
way the universe is structured by the human, and the
Yeah,
human
yeah,
must
yeah,
save
yeah.
the human. Once again, even God
Mhm.
admits it, right? Like you've slain
Mhm.
lions over and over again,
Yeah, yeah.
but that doesn't matter.
It's really
Eh,
oh god, it really is interesting. Yeah, I think no, I think that there absolutely is an element to human beings reflecting um and even the fact that like our interpretations of God is like even if God is if we more interpret God as like let's say a force, not like an actual human being or
Right, but we do
that sort
know
of thing. Um like you still a lot of times people like press human traits onto God, like behavioral and psychological traits onto God. You know what I mean? Or
we
like,
have to, dude. We have to.
yeah,
This is it's people think this is always how it's been. Look at
hmm
animist tribes, bro. All their
yeah,
gods are totems. They're animals. They're not humans. They're distinctly
yeah,
not human. That is a
hmm
new invention of, I think, the Hellenistic Apollinian approach. That we have to make
yeah,
the gods men and women and bodies.
hmm
That's not once again, and then the distinguishing factor is like a Dionysus, right? Someone who's
hmm
not quite male, not quite female, not quite
hmm
human. So they have the
right,
element, but then it gets phased out, and then the Paulinian cults actually take over the Dionysian. That's very
hmm
interesting. And so now we're very
yeah,
like humans must be humans. But
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, man. That seems new to me. Seems new.
yeah, yeah. It's it's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I also like uh I don't know. I feel like we might have discussed this the last time, but um I took a when I was in college, I took a class on on religion, and basically the professor went through and was like kind of explaining, well, why does religion exist, right? Like, why do we even have religion? Why do we have spirituality, whatever? And a lot of people will come, especially fucking fedora atheists, will come up with like, oh, to make people feel more comfortable about because they're scared of death or blah 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 blah. It's like, well, no, none of these are really. Um, and the way he explained it is much better than I'm about to explain it. But he basically just said none of these explanations are really get the whole picture.
No.
And the closest like scientific explanation as to why religion exists at all, or why we or like animism, or why we have any spirituality in the first place is because it was advantageous for early humans evolutionarily to attribute um what's the word I'm looking for? Um God, there's skeeters out here.
Dude, every time
To
you talk
attribute
a little cricket sound happens. It's so beautiful. It's so
Oh really?
beautiful. Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, there are hella crickets. I don't know where those coyotes went, but keep my eyes peeled. There might be some frogs out here and whatnot too. Um, there's a word I'm looking for, and it's really pissing me off that I can't find it in my head right now. You
Theosis, uh,
not
wh-
quite. It's like
transference.
it's like you have to agency. Agency is the
Okay,
word.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
okay. So like an agent, right? It's advantageous evolutionarily to assume that anything going on around you has agency, right? Because if you're out like I am in the middle of nowhere alone and you hear a stick crack behind you, it's advantageous evolutionarily for me to think there's a living person or living creature behind me versus it just a stick fell out of a tree, right?
Right,
Because then I
right.
can be prepared in case there's a predator. So basically, this progressed to a point where human beings started persistently attributing nature itself, like inanimism, to be like alive. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes, 100%.
So it makes sense that like totems of like animals would be the first gods, and like animals would be the first things that we like prayed to, or like trees or what have you.
Yep.
Um.
We talked about this last time. This is when people forget about fatalistic arguments. Okay,
Hmm.
Joseph Campbell labors to say this in like every one of his books. Okay,
Hmm.
it's not that we invented religion because to the atheist thing because it's a useful psychological tool of control. No, no, that's
Hmm.
Constantine and afterwards. That's let's
Yeah.
make religion part of the government. That's Rome saying, "Oh, you can have your gods, but you got to pay taxes." That's a new thing.
Yeah.
No, if you are if the deer god, if the deer
Mhm.
god doesn't appear, you fucking die. Your hunt
Yeah.
fails and you do not bring
Yeah.
food back. So once again,
Right.
it's not that the hunter or the deer are like in a hierarchy. It's that they literally meet in the moment, and that is God, right? Everything
Yeah.
else is just, once again, you can make a story, you come back and tell the story, right? You perform it in rituals, you wear the
Mhm.
mask, you then tell the story of how it happened. But that's
Yeah.
not to say that, like, this is like my big point. Especially, let's go back to Becker actually, because you mentioned like fear of death. Becker misses an important point, and this is because
Mhm.
this is, once again, this is not a front on Becker. I just think he didn't go deep enough. Becker says we're afraid of death. That's not true. A lot of
Mhm.
no one is actively, like, unless you are have like a psychosis or like a rumination disorder, you don't like wake up and be like, I'm gonna die, and like that's what you're afraid of.
Yeah.
That's, no one thinks that, okay, unless you're
Yeah.
like starving and dying, right? What we
Mhm.
actually think in today's world is that I don't mean anything. I am nothing. I am already
Yes.
dead. That's what you're afraid of.
Yes.
You're afraid
It's
that
a fear of
the
being forgotten.
1000%. And that's me,
Mhm.
as once again, my Enneagram is number 4, which is the fear of meaninglessness. So maybe I'm just like projecting or whatever, but like that is truly
Yeah.
like my human condition. So once again,
Mhm.
phenomenologically, people can disagree, but as far as I'm concerned, I if I don't leave legacy or matter to
Mhm.
somebody, or if my community is not like helped by me, I am
Mhm.
nothing. I might as well be dead. Going back to my
Yeah.
divorce thing, right? Like, if
Mhm.
I can just shrug off and be apathetic to life, fuck it, kill me. You know what I mean? That,
Yeah.
once again, it's not quite suicidal, but it's effectively suicidal. And this is, we see this in people, like, it's just because people have no accepted responsibility, and that's what, once again, God is. Going on a
Yeah.
hunt is accepting the responsibility of your own life. We don't have to do that anymore. That's an abstracted principle.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I also think that well, to your point, like I think a good place to look is like old people, right? There's a lot of old people that are like, I've lived a great life. I'm happy. I
Yep.
don't care. The good Lord can take me tomorrow. I'm fine. They're
100%.
not afraid of death because they've
Nope.
they've done what they intend to do. They've lived according to their values. They've lived a life that they're proud of. But there's also a lot of very bitter and very unfortunate old folks that are very afraid of death because they have not lived the right kind of life. They've not lived a
Yep.
life that they are
Or
proud
they're
of.
alone. They have no family
Yeah.
around them, so they're just gonna literally die alone, right? That's like a lot of people's fear, right?
Hmm.
There's a reason for that. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't think I agree completely. I don't think people are afraid of death on its own. They're afraid of
Yeah.
dying. You know what they're afraid of? I think another good way of putting it is, um, because I like them Stoics. I do like them Stoics. I got to be honest. What did Seneca say? He said, uh, "Learn to die well." You know,
Mm,
they're afraid of
hard,
of not dying
hard.
well, which is
Yep,
basically to say to not live a good life.
100%.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Becker has that quote, because once again, he wasn't quite there, but he was saying all the right things. He has this
Hmm.
quote. I'm going to butcher it too, but he says, as the human animal die, he'll grasp for his symbols. I love this idea.
Hmm.
So like, even though
Yeah.
he's confronted with his mortality, that he is just an animal, he'll still be like, no, God, no, the cross.
Yeah.
He'll reach out for these things as if will save them. And once again, and
Hmm.
people do that. Like, once again, we all cry out for our mothers, right?
Hmm.
That is the human condition, regardless of, you know. And I think this is, we talked about this last time on our live,
Yeah.
but there's very few universal like near death experiences. There's like, usually they're tied to culture, but the one that
Hmm.
is always present is you talk to an ancestor. This is a grandfather, a grandmother, your mom, your
Hmm.
dad. Even if you've never met them, that's the wild part. You will recognize
Yeah.
this thing as your ancestor, even though you've never seen them before. You will see like
Right.
that is me and who I've been in the past, which is just universal across all of culture, which is just insane.
Yeah. God, it's so interesting. Oh man, you want to talk about near death experiences? I love that shit. I actually, mm, I had a professor who was studying in college who was studying like consciousness, and he was, I don't know, he was kind of weird to be honest. He was kind of a really weird guy, and he was doing he was basically studying people in comas, and he was trying to
Can you
figure
be
out
normal
consciousness.
and study people in comas? I've never.
No,
I don't think so.
no, he was a really interesting guy, but man, he was totally bizarre, and he had some very interesting thoughts on near death experiences. But yeah, I didn't know, I guess I've heard a little bit about that, but I didn't know that. But it makes sense, right? Yeah, yeah. Seeing like an ancestor, and then
Yep.
before you come back. Yeah.
Yep. If anyone gives a fuck in the chat, you can read Michael Newton's work. Michael Newton, I will say, is a hack, like through and through a hack. I don't believe anything he says. However,
Hmm.
he
Yeah.
when he's the hypnotherapist of American culture. I mean, he's the
Mm,
guy. Journey of Souls is the most like one of the most sold books still in that genre.
yeah.
But out of he tries to construct the afterlife like physically. I
Hmm.
think it's bullshit. I think it's absolute bullshit because once again,
Yeah.
as a cynic and an animist, dude, fuck the afterlife. Who cares? But
Yeah.
as a intellectual, he does bring up that a lot of hypnotherapy conditions these very similar experiences across all types of people, and that is
Hmm.
certainly one of them. You feel as if you can communicate with some kind of ancestor. That's just like through and through a universal
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. It's really interesting. The vehicles are moving.
Are they all
So
in black? Do they have exempt on their license plate?
there's a that'd be crazy. I'd be really fucked if that was the case. No, but I saw I believe it was a Mexican gentleman with a green shirt on. So thankfully these are groundskeepers. Hopefully they don't. We'll see what's going on.
Are you assuming he's a groundskeeper?
I presume
No.
so. I mean,
No,
he had a green shirt on, not because
I will.
not because bro's Mexican. Let me clarify that. Not because bro is Mexican. I just
Uh,
I just thought that. Well, okay, maybe I'm being a little bit. It's like there are,
you're being usefully racist. It's pragmatic. No, actually,
there's a lot of.
speaking of cops and like, I'd never been interrogated by the customs officers before. When I went
Yeah.
to BC this last time, bro, I was in there for an
Hmm.
hour, bro.
Yeah.
They're like single white dude seeing a friend, put him in the pen. It was actually crazy. I was in there for an hour, dude. I didn't know how thorough they were gonna be. I didn't get like cavity searched or anything, but they went through
Yeah.
soul shoals. They brought up my. It was so funny, dude. The guy like
Hmm.
turns the monitor. He said, "Did you write this? Is this your book?" I go, "Yeah, that's my book. What's it about?" I go, it's like a meditative, POV book." And I was like kind of nervous because I was like, "You want me to
Yeah.
give you a book? You want me to give you a book pitch, or do you want me to like like what do you want right now?"
Yeah.
He hits us for an hour. He keeps looks through my bag, make sure I don't have any weapons, blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Afterwards, I was just dying laughing because the officer that's like the armed officer behind him like leans over with classic officer with the fucking hands. He was
Hmm.
like, "Can I like buy your book though?" And I was like, "Hey, let's go!" So
Fuck
funny,
yeah, dude.
yeah, so good.
Hell yeah. Take the opportunity, man.
I did, man.
Get
I
your
didn't know
old.
I was gonna be so nervous when I did it, but yeah. So they're very thorough. On the way back from America to America, they were fine, but in the
Mhm.
Canada, dude, they pulled a little like a Islander Asian couple aside, and me, and we're like chopping it
Mhm.
up, dude. They were ready to
Yeah.
fucking make sure I was, and they're like, basically, it's like, do you write propaganda? And I could have said yes, but I was like, not really.
Yeah. That's wild. I must imagine that those guys thought it was really weird that I'm just fucking out here like this, but I'm glad they didn't bother me. They're now gone. That's fucking
That's when you
crazy.
like hide your phone and you're like, dude, I was talking to my dead mom, asshole.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm trying to commune with spirits out here. What do you think I'm doing? Um. So I have I got I think I don't know. I had a question that I feel like was kind of related. I have questions about human beings. Human
I've
beings.
met one. I've met a couple.
Oh fuck! Did my AirPods go out? Hold on a second.
Your audio is a little bit like back like away, but I can still hear you fine.
Okay, now we're back. We're back. We're
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We
Good,
back.
good, good. Okay. Um I feel like this is kind of related but a little bit different than what we were discussing earlier, but um do you think that well, I guess I can make this a little more broad, but I'll
Mm,
start here. Um
I like broads.
broads, who doesn't? Um do you think that people, human beings are capable of truly being altruistic? True
Obviously. Yeah.
altruism. You
Yeah.
think so?
It's a rare personality type. Um and this is where we get into like, let's get into pop psychology, like a la Jonathan Haidt, right? Okay, so if you're an Evo Psych guy, first of all,
Mhm.
I hate you, but for the sake of their own arguments, so are we altruistic because it's reciprocal behaviors? I think yes.
Mhm.
I think you
Yeah.
truly want to be treated the same way you treat people, a la the golden rule, etc. But I don't know if that goes outside of in-group, out-group preference. This is where we get into like Carl Schmitt, right?
Mhm.
Do I treat my out-group as my in-group? This is where we get a little more complex because it's easy to treat your in-group as such. Like, of course, I want to be homies with my family, homies with my homies, duh. But do
Mhm.
people go out of their way to be altruistic towards something that they would be in any other scenario at odds with?
Mhm.
Fuck, probably. I don't know, man, because we moralize all of digital culture now, and
Mhm.
so we like being moral animals. But I think it's more so we like to see ourselves as moral animals. I don't know if we really
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I would say generally yes. I would just say it's a rare personality type.
Yeah.
I've met people that are like genuinely good people,
Mhm.
but this either takes a lot of shadow work to achieve, and you've like gone up. If you're familiar with like the 7 or like 9 layer level of like Jung's ladder, very few
Okay.
people like break the third or fourth layer of this ladder. And man, I don't know if you need religion or you need some kind of community reinforcement. I'm not sure what the mechanism is, but I think yeah,
Yeah.
I've met people that are genuinely trying to be good for good sake, and if I can be
Yeah.
so bold, I like to be, to see myself as one of those people as well. So I would say yeah, I would say in general, yes.
Mhm. Okay, yeah. I would agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I was
think
gonna say what you
I think like I guess the part of the reason why I think like I was thinking about that is um yeah, there's kind of this thing about this, um people take the position that, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
Yep.
It's like people do only do good things with the intention of gaining something themselves. But my thought about that is like there's so many people out there who do things that are so great and they're really not gaining much. Like
Hmm.
they're not gaining fucking that much. Like if you make the argument that like um even at the most base level you want to do good things just to be seen as a good person, even if it's
Yeah.
comes at great sacrifice and therefore it's not altruistic.
Yep.
But look at what you end up fucking what some people end up fucking doing, going into fucking burning houses and shit to save people.
Yep.
Um
Yep. And then you could say,
knowing they
but what
could
if
die.
they just want to be a hero and they get that? It's like, I don't know if people, like, when you're a fucking fireman, do you think to
Mhm.
yourself, like, oh, I'm going to be so badass when I do? You know what I mean? Like, no, like,
Yeah.
that's a fucking old lady or
Fucking
whatever, a
horrifying.
baby. Let's go see. You know what I mean? I don't think
Yeah.
people do this, like, this pre-hawk, like, rationalization of, like, oh, I'm going to be so badass if I do this. Like, if
Mhm.
anything, it's the opposite. I might get
Yeah.
no recognition.
Yeah.
So, once again, I mean, we talked about the 80 10 rule last time, I think, right?
I think so.
Oh, it's like
Maybe.
a fireman phrase. 80 people
Okay.
in a dangerous situation, 80% of people just watch,
Mhm.
10% try to help and make it worse, and 10%
Mhm.
try to help and make it better. And so
Mhm.
this is like you want to be that final 10%.
Yeah.
And I think that just holds true. I mean, I've seen this. I mean, I remember I watched some guy get ran over on a motorcycle, and it was really fucking bad. Like
Jeez.
I watched him roll under the tire. It was fucking horrific. And
Jesus.
literally 80% of the people take their phones out. Are they dialing 911? No, they're just fucking
Mhm.
recording you know what I mean? And so I'm just like, well, I guess I have to be the fucking, you know what I mean? Because I don't have
Yeah.
the expertise to like get this guy underneath a tire. Fuck that, you know what I mean? And so I
Mhm.
did what I could do, but so I was in that like
Yeah.
maybe last 10%. But it's like, dude, like most people, like it's not that people are evil. It's that you can't do anything in the first place. Like you
Yeah.
feel yourself as impotent as I was. I couldn't help this
Mhm.
guy, but I try to get someone to. So yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's like
Yeah.
malicious or whatever. I doubt that. I think most people just think that they can't do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, and there's also oh my god. There's also like yeah, there's also just the thing of like, in the instances of like firemen, it's like there's God, it's got to be terrifying. You know what I mean? I don't know, like I don't know. I guess it's just like it's kind of bold to say. I feel like that altruism that human beings can't be altruistic, considering the amount of human beings that do absolutely horrible shit. to be altruistic just for the sake of it. Um,
I just don't care for
but
the
yeah,
distinction, honestly, if I'm being honest. Like, for me, the
yeah,
hero is not someone who's completely selfless, right? Like, I.
hmm
I'm okay if a hero wants to do it for glory. I'm okay with that. Like
yeah.
he's still doing good. Like
That's the
am I to
point.
be
Yeah, yeah,
am I the bystander that's like boo? He's only doing it because he likes himself. Boo! Like that's bullshit. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like you're the evil one there, dude. What are you talking about? So
Exactly.
I would actually prefer if people are like, no, I'm doing this for myself, but that's okay
hmm
because I'm still doing the action. I'm still meeting, going back to the whole, I got the floaty for the guy, right? I did want the
Yeah.
recognition from the parents, like, oh, you helped my son get his floaty back. I did want that,
Right.
but at the same time, I
Yes.
didn't receive it. You know what I mean? So
hmm
the motivation to me is almost like it's
It's unnecessary.
yeah, it's just the
Yeah.
intention's there, but like I could be,
hmm
I'm not bothered by this distinction.
Yeah. So broadly speaking, do you think that? What do you think about human nature? What do you think about? Do you think that people are inherently one thing or another? What do you think about that?
Oh
As far
fuck,
as
dude,
good,
there's
evil,
so many
whatever.
ways to go. What are you doing to me? Okay.
Yeah. It's a very broad question.
Oh
Very
fuck.
broad
Okay,
question.
first of all, I don't moralize behaviors. I think heroes will always be evil to someone. Duh. Every act of goodness is an act to the utter evil to another. So I'm kind of I don't really care about the underlying moral principle. I will
hmm
say most people are passive. It would
Yeah.
be my not evil or good. Most okay. I think I wrote this in my 2 posts ago. I don't do good people and bad people, or people are born good, born bad, or like an Augustinian, people are depraved, or Pelagian, people are good. I don't believe any of that
hmm
bullshit. The
Yeah.
actual thing is, do you give a shit or do you not
hmm
give a shit? Like that's all I
Yeah.
really care about. And so even if you
hmm
give a shit and you're bad at it, I still fuck with you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like even if you like do your best and you're still a fucking asshole, I'm okay with that. A lot of my friends are degenerates, do nothing with their lives, but they're the sweetest guys you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? Someone to sit
hmm
here and be like, "Hey, bro, you really shouldn't just be
yeah.
playing video games and doing nothing with your life, dude. Fuck you. You smoke weed every day. Fuck you." It's like,
Yeah.
no, this guy's like, he's the nicest homie you'll ever meet, dude. I could, I
Yeah.
could shit on him for not being a hero or whatever. Which part of my like Avolian sensibilities are like, yeah, no one's a hero. Everyone's a fucking degenerate. We're
hmm
doomed. I could live there, but it's like I don't expect many people to be heroic. I truly don't.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
expect that from hardly anybody I meet, and that's why I do like really like. How do I say this? I'm very friendly, obviously, but very close friends are very few. I find people that I find are truly exceptional, and those are the people that I really want to be gravitate towards. So
Yeah.
it's hard to answer your question, I think, from not a Nietzschean perspective because I
hmm
really am a Nietzschean when it comes down to it. How do you use your will? How do you use your power? I don't really
Yeah.
care if it's like objectively evil if you're kind of sick when you do it. Like,
hmm
like
Okay.
if you're about it, like that's about it. So,
Yeah.
man, have you read any Anthony Burgess? I quote from Wanting Seed all the time. It's my favorite sci-fi book for anyone who's in the chat who wants to read badass sci-fi.
I don't think so.
Okay, well,
Put me
he
on.
opens the book with this professor, and the professor breaks down, instead of the great men of history cycle, he breaks it into a Pelagian cycle and an Augustinian cycle. He says, do you
hmm
legislate, like, okay, we're going to talk politics for 1 second, but it's theoretical, don't worry.
hmm
Do you legislate thinking people are good, or do you legislate thinking people are bad? That's an important
mm
distinction, right?
Yeah.
And so we really lived through cycles of like, oh, when people are super degenerate and we're all lazy, oh, we think people are bad. Oh, but then
hmm
we have this amazing thing happen. Oh, people are good. It's the
hmm
community quote of like the guy in the wheelchair when it's like, people are good. Like that's all I can think about.
hmm
So I really can't answer your question, dude. I think mostly it's
Yeah.
like, what is your goal here? And if your goal is to
Yeah.
change the world, I'm actually more interested in that, regardless of its moral valence, personally.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I kind of like that. Yeah.
yeah.
More about are you about it?
Is it action,
Whatever it
dude?
is that you're about. Yeah. 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 Are you
Yeah,
about that life?
yeah. I think inaction's not
Yeah.
evil, but it's not
hmm
good either. So it's like I
Yeah. Yeah.
remember when I was in seminary, I read fuck, what's his name? Is it Tozer? God damn it. No, it's not A.W. Tozer. I forget. One of the fucking International House of Prayer guys from Kansas City. Just like a straight, like, charismatic, like, fall on
Mhm.
the floor for the Holy Spirit type guy. Like, total bullshit
Yeah.
now. But he has this one quote where he says, most Christians live their life to be not bad. Few Christians live their
Mm.
life to be good. And I love
Yeah.
that because that's not like Christian, that's just people, right? And so
Yeah.
I fuck
Yep.
with people that try to be good, not people
Mhm.
that try to not be bad, if that makes sense. So I think that
Yeah.
would be my.
I agree. Yeah. I like that a lot. Yeah. And there's something to be said for just the effort of it itself because um hell fucking doing I guess especially if you're trying to do the right thing. Doing the right thing is hard sometimes. Shit
And
is
you
not
might cause
easy.
greater suffering doing the right thing. Like you might be thinking
Exactly.
you're doing the right thing and you're actually fucking everything up worse. Like that's
Yeah.
probably going to happen. So sorry,
Yeah.
we live in a chaotic world.
Yeah. Real shit.
Hey,
No, but
what's
I
up,
like that. Yeah.
Ben? What's good, brother?
What's going on? Rah! Okay, wait. All right, real
That's the
quick.
energy we need in the chat.
I'm gonna disappear for a second. Well, I'm not really
Okay.
disappearing.
While
Gotta
he's
get it
gone, I'll
in.
give an entire TED talk in Evola and why everyone should go read Revolt Against the Modern World and learn how to be truly racist for the good and not racist for the bad.
Let me get this pouch here. Zenachino, baby. All right.
Ben says no. Okay, fuck. He says fuck off. Hey. You use CK, so I have no respect for you. Racism is bad. Oh, Ben with a crazy take in the. Oh, incredible, incredible.
Wild.
Dude. MLK is just giving you a thumbs up in his coffin right now. Good for you, dude. We should
Hell yeah.
judge men by the content of their character. That's my favorite quote of like all time because it's just been bastardized so much. I love it so much.
Okay, I'm back. I had
We'll
to
come
take
back.
a nicotine and water break. Um. Okay, what's going on? Oh, I got a fun little question for you. This is just
Hit
a
it.
little for funsies question. So if you
Hit it.
were
Yeah.
gonna be
After you hit me with like I referenced 4 books to answer your one question. Yeah, dude. Let's hit it again.
yeah. Okay. This one's just a very. I like to think about this sometimes. It's kind of dark, but it's a little fun.
Okay.
If you were going to be executed tomorrow,
Okay.
what's your last meal?
Oh,
What
the
is your
last meal
last meal?
question. Okay, you have to answer
It
after
could
me
be
because this is one of my favorite
it
questions too. I love
it
this
could be
question.
it's such a fun question. It can be as extravagant as you want. Whatever you want.
Yes, dude. I
Yeah.
think I go basic, dude.
Hmm.
I want a shot of Japanese whiskey. I
Oh, so good.
want I this is so basic. I want a Coors Banquet. Those are my 2 drinks, okay?
Hmm.
And then I want just an absolute just unending buffet of ramen. I want tonkatsu. I want
Mm,
pork belly. I want extra soft-boiled egg on every ramen, bro. I
yeah.
want to eat ramen so I stack them up like bowls up like a Mishonen character. I want like if I didn't get executed, I would throw up. Like I
Hmm.
like that's
Yeah. Exactly.
lasagna is the most basic ass answer that used to answer when I was 13. Good job, Ben. But yeah, just
Hmm.
a ton of ramen, and then for an appetizer, bro, give me some ah, probably some takoyaki, bro. Like like I don't know,
Okay.
give me some octopus balls, bro. I don't know.
Oh,
Takoyaki's
fuck
so
yeah.
good, bro. Yeah, man.
Sick.
Has to be fucking ramen. And you have to answer this question too, because I'm so curious.
Impeccable. Okay. I feel like mine is kind of similar. Basically, okay, I'd get so well. You know about you said ramen, so um, I like Korean food a lot. Korean is like
Dude, that's
probably
my
my favorite.
oh my god, it's
Yeah,
my favorite. Hell yeah.
it's impeccable. So I get
Yep.
like galbi, Korean galbi
Yes.
beef barbecue.
Done.
I give me
Yeah,
a I
yeah.
get me a plate of that. Some white rice. Um, Five Guys burger. I think I'd have to
A
get a Five
Five
Guys
Guys
burger.
burger.
Yeah, Five
Crazy.
Guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a Five Guys burger. Um, God, what else? Fried dumplings, easy peasy.
You
Actually,
fuck
you
with
know what?
milkshakes?
I do fuck with milkshakes. Yeah,
Let's go.
but I actually, as much as I like Korean food, I would have to go with the Chinese style pork dumplings. I think,
Oh, like a bow.
um, something like that.
Word. Word.
I would
Respect.
get bottle of, I think plum soju. Plum
Oh,
soju,
soju's goaded, bro. What a good
fucking
pick.
impeccable,
What a good
impeccable.
pick.
And honestly, just a couple of tall boys of twisted tea. I know I'm basic as fuck for that one, but I just
It's a
love me a
Coors Banquet, dude. No adjustment
yeah.
here.
I just love I love me a twisted tea, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Uh,
mean, my brother-in-law brings twisted teas for camp every year, and
oh,
and we
so
literally like
good.
we say how much twisted tea we're drinking out through the day. Okay, I got a story for you now.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're not done, unless you want to keep eating food.
I
Oh,
think I
dessert,
think that's most of it.
dessert. Let's do
Oh,
dessert. Let's
dessert.
do dessert. For
Okay.
dessert, for me,
Yeah.
I fuck with cheesecake, but this is so basic of me. But there's the salted caramel ribbon ice cream from Salt and Straw here in Portland. That's
Mm.
just I would shit out my mouth to eat that so much. Dude, it's so good. It's so yummy. But yeah,
Yeah.
so story time. Okay, so
Hmm.
I was in Spokane for a long time. I was in Spokane for 4 years, 5 years,
Yeah.
and I love that city. I know everyone shits on Spokane because it's Spokompton, whatever. I love that
Hmm.
city because
Yeah.
I knew every single bartender because it's like 25 by 20 blocks for the downtown. Like you can bar crawl every night and like hit every bar. It's amazing. Hit every
Hmm.
pool table, hit every karaoke bar, and just know the whole city. I love it. Um,
Yeah.
I try. I'm not exaggerating. I would go to the natural market. It was called Huckleberries, and they
Mm.
had this discount where if you got a 6 pack of beer from their like beer assortment, you would get it was like 25% off if you got a 6 pack. So I would
Hmm.
get 6 different beers, and I tried every beer that every brewery had over the course of like 3 or 4 months.
Hell
So
yeah.
I was a beer snob over there, right? So I moved to
Hmm.
Portland in like 2018, and I go to this bar. It's right next to Devil's Dill, this great sandwich place.
Yeah.
And just one of the core memories, I go to the bartender. I'm like, hey man, so like I'm kind of a beer expert. Like, give me the most like complex beer that you have on tap. He turns to me with like this face,
Yeah.
slaps a Coors Banquet on the table, says, "Bro, don't be a bitch. Drink a
Yeah.
Coors Banquet." And it was like it was so funny, dude. And I was like, it changed my whole life because I was like, yeah, man,
Yeah.
I won't be a bitch. So from
Yeah.
that point forward, dude, like I went from paying $8 for a beer everywhere I went to paying $5. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Where it's like,
Right.
if
Yeah.
and, unless I travel, if I travel, I'm gonna try the beer that city makes. If I'm not
Yeah.
traveling, I'm not gonna be a bitch.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah,
Keep it simple. Keep it.
yeah.
An old standby.
I
That's the
tipped that guy like
situation.
$25. Like, like that was
He
one
was
of my
like, hell
favorite
yeah.
things.
Impeccable. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I like twisted tea. You know what? You know what I like about it? It just tastes like fucking tea.
It just tastes like
It
tea.
really
That's
does.
right.
It really does taste like tea. Unless you get all the other weird flavors, just get the original. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Fuck American
Yeah.
food, not the Southern food. Southern food, like yeah,
Mm.
sure, fuck Tex-Mex, whatever, like whatever. But
Hmm.
Southern food, like I remember when I was a kid. This is so basic of me, but I tried catfish for the first time at a bowling alley in Mississippi,
Oh,
and I was
okay.
just like, what I've been missing. And my dad was like, it's just catfish. It's like dirt fish. And I go, but this is amazing. Dude, I
Yeah.
love, give me a catfish, give me a sweet
Hmm.
tea. Like put a literal like cup to like 2 cups of tea ratio and make it like an
Yeah.
actual dessert. No, every time, dude.
Impeccable. Yeah.
Irish
Now,
coffee.
one
Okay,
time.
Ben, on my birthday, I had Irish coffee at this place. It's called Vices over in Portland. Bro,
Hmm.
fire. Fire. It was the best biscuits and gravy I ever had. Shout out to Vices. And then the best Irish coffee I ever had in my life. So cheers to that, Ben.
Fuck yeah, Irish coffee. I don't think I've ever had Irish coffee. Maybe I have. I think
It can be
my
bad.
dad used to drink that. He said he used to do is that Bailey's? Isn't
It can
Bailey's a
be.
type
It's
of
usually Bailey's. Yes, it can be
yeah.
a lot of different things, but yeah, Bailey's is the most common.
Man, he used
But
to be really on the Baileys. It was like his thing, like every night. He would
yeah,
just be
you
like
you can't pound them
and my
though.
dad's
Like
not a
it's
drinker.
yeah yeah yeah
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, once again, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's not a drinker by heart, but he had a little phase there
No,
for a
if
while.
I
He was
if
like,
I want to
"Holy shit."
signal that I'm not gay, I am
Mhm.
gay. I won't get a mimosa, and I'll get an Irish coffee instead.
There you go. Perfect. Um, hell yeah. Okay, let me investigate the list here. Here's another fun one, but it's also kind of philosophical, but it's kind of fun. Do you think human beings are done evolving? Do you think this is it? Do you think this is it, man?
Oh, fuck, dude.
Are we just gonna be these hairless apes walking around? Is that it?
We evolve externally now. So human
Uh-huh.
beings, we might be done. We'll get
Yeah.
weaker. Bone density will probably get worse. Joint strength will probably get worse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because once again, if anyone reads my sci-fi, I believe we're in the dip of a cycle, and there's about to be a rise in the cycle. So let's
Okay.
play it out, right? If I'm correct, and I think I am, obviously, that the Facebook mom problem happens with the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making your personality based on your internet presence, I pray, will be cringe in 2 generations. I pray to
Mm,
the gods, please, that that's the case. If that is the
yeah.
case, and we go back to being an outside, especially if like hunting and these types of things are high status activities where very few
Mm-hmm.
people do them,
Yeah.
and those are the people that fuck, because people on the
Yeah.
internet don't fuck. People on the outside world,
Yeah.
we fuck. So if
Yeah.
that's the case, perhaps we will get better. However, if
Mm-hmm.
as anyone who read my space travel is a cartoon propaganda engine, read that, maybe we'll get these weird Martian people that
Mm-hmm.
have a higher or lower gravity tolerance that become very large in stature, and that can
Mm-hmm.
happen within 1 or 2 generations. Supposedly, we don't know this, but this is just the math. So perhaps not. If we start
Mm-hmm.
fucking around with zero gravity, we could see some different kind of humans evolve.
Mm-hmm.
Evolve for the better, though.
Mm.
I don't know about that, man. I think we're gonna make.
Yeah.
We would rather like I would rather, not me personally, but the proverbial I would rather like evolve myself online than I would outside, and we're gonna see how that
Mm.
I don't know what the Venn diagram looks like, but yeah, I would say no. I would say we're not done evolving. We
Yeah.
are probably done evolving in here, probably.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of agree. I suppose to me it depends on how long we're gonna be around for. You know? If we
Yeah.
if we get some real Dune type shit and we're out,
Have you
we
seen
gotta
Planets, the anime?
planets. No.
Planets makes this argument that if you're born on the moon because of the
Mm-hmm.
gravity density, lunarians they call them are quite taller and larger because
Yeah.
of the gravity discrepancies.
Mm-hmm.
So, if theoretically, if we had like moon factories or moon civilizations, we could see a
Mm-hmm.
Nephilim type giant
Yeah.
variation within 2 or 3 generations. But it
Mm.
wouldn't be very noticeable at first. But it's evolution, I suppose.
Right.
I don't know if there's any truth. I don't believe that's possible personally. But if it were to be possible, we could see something crazy shit happen.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, or inversely, we'd have some real squat people if we were in
Yep.
oh, this big old bug, goddamn. Um
Yeah.
fuck, man. It's like I tell you what, I don't know how it is where you are, but in Michigan, it's like one day it just hits, you know? It just hits. The season changes in one day. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't
It
know
just
what
it
you're
just
talking about because up here in the PNW it doesn't work. But when I went to
yeah.
Texas for the first time, my
Mm-hmm.
buddy, this is so funny. I took my
Yeah.
shirt off to take a shower for one of these projects. We were building a nonprofit, for a nonprofit, we were building houses and doing re-roofing for this Texas in Comanche. Super cool project,
Mm-hmm.
by the way. But
Awesome.
he literally drew circles around my mosquito bites and played connect the dots around my entire body, and he like drew
Yeah.
dinosaurs and shit because I was just swarmed in mosquitoes. I am an
Yeah.
ambrosia for the mosquito, dude. It's
Yeah.
rough.
Dude, that's why I'm wearing a raincoat and it's not fucking raining. It's because to try to ward off fucking insects. Um, Ben, yes, I am a Michigan bro. Fuck Ohio.
Fuck
Fuck Ohio.
Ohio.
Can we get a fuck Ohio in the chat one time?
S
Somebody
for Ohio in the chat.
somebody in here get a fuck Ohio one time in the chat. Yes, I am a Michigan bro. Thank you. Um, but yeah, no, in Michigan, and it just yeah, it's I guess for most of the Midwest, you just like one day it's summer. You know what I mean? One
Word.
day it's like cool, it's like 50 degrees, there's like it's like wet on the ground, it's kind of cool out and then boom, summer. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Um
It's once again in PNW. We have all the seasons just kind of like as a clusterfuck all the time.
yeah,
Like
right.
today alone, it rained, sunny, cloudy. we'll have like hail, like people. Okay, this is the gayest shit of all time, and I make fun of everyone
Mhm.
who says this. People are like, I love the smell before it rains. Okay, no, you don't. You don't love that. But
Yeah.
people say their favorite weather is when it's raining and sunny at the same time. That's just because it's
Mm.
only like that here. Like you just want to be a
Yeah.
special little P&W hipster and be like, I love it when you can see the gray in the sky and the sun coming down. Like no one likes that. You don't go outside when that's happening. Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Sometimes the weather here, it's also kind of like that, where it'll just be like you'll get the four seasons in one day, but there's always that
Mm,
one day where it's drastic. It's like a drastic change. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? It's like all of a
Y'all
sudden
got thunderstorms up there? Because that's my favorite weather of all time. I love
we get
thunderstorms, dude.
it rains a lot in Michigan. I actually was
Hell yeah.
looking into this because I know that and I don't know a ton about the world or whatnot, but I know that it rains like all the time in Seattle. But
Yeah.
apparently in the West Coast, y'all don't get um thunderstorms really.
No, no,
Is what I've heard.
we get them
Yeah.
on the east side of the state. So East Oregon, East Washington gets them. Like without, that's why I love it. In
Mm-hmm.
Spokane, you would
Yeah.
get the most beautiful thunderstorms, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
74 degrees. It's like hot outside still, and
Yep.
the thunder's coming down. You'll see lightning in
Mm-hmm.
the distance hit the mountain, bro. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
miss that shit.
Dude, that's fucking sick. Yeah. No, in Michigan, I mean, it varies, year to year, but we get a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of rain. It's kind of nice. It actually rains. Michigan's one of the, I've heard, I think is one of the, like, as far as rainfall, is one of the wettest states. So I've heard, but I don't know.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
like the rain fine to answer actually topical Ben in the chat. Yes, Ben, when I was a child, when I was in middle school, 14 years old, my
Mm-hmm.
buddy played me a secondhand serenade song and then a boys like girls song in my wannabe emo years, and we danced in the rain with some chicks. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing. But most people are liars.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but I fucking love some rain. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, dude, all day. I love
It's
it personally.
impeccable.
Once again, I'm a dog, bro. I love being outside. I don't care what it is. If it was raining right now, I would not be under a cover. I would be right here, right now, getting drenched,
Yeah.
having this conversation.
Dude, yeah, when I was a kid, man, that was my favorite thing in the world. I used to play out in the rain all the time. Um, like play in the mud and shit. That was like, I don't know. For me, for some reason, it was always something that I felt connected to the rain
Oof.
like my whole life. I don't know why, and just water in general, but specifically like rainy days and whatnot. Um,
Oh,
and it's like,
microdose some shrooms and go out in the rain, bro. Come
brother,
on, come
come
on.
on, get a little dosed up, dude. Just get a
Oof.
little, just let
Oh
the rain
man,
come
it's
on in.
so good. I
Oh
was
yeah,
walking home from work one time, and the
yeah.
rain hit, and everyone, I see people like running inside with their umbrellas and stuff, and
Hmm.
I just two arms in the air, just every
Yeah,
day, bro. Ooh,
yeah. You're just like the good Lord will just bless you like that. Just
exactly, dude.
oh, get some
It
water in
rains
your
on the
life, man.
wicked and the non-wicked, and I'm both, bro. Let's
Yeah,
go.
exactly. No, it's impeccable. Um, gotta love it. Gotta love the rain. You gotta love water. Um, I don't know, man. I think I have a couple of questions for you
All right.
left. As far as what's on my list here. Don't you love my list? Don't you love my
It's
hand?
been is it handwritten? It's not
Oh
typed?
yeah. Oh yeah, it's handwritten.
Dude, this is the perfect show. This is my favorite show. I'm sorry, Damp. I'm
Thank you.
sorry, but this is my favorite show.
Thank you so much, man. I'm really yeah, this is very I'm just out here. I'm just doing
Everybody
what
else
I'm
take notes. Everybody else, L14 of you take notes right now. This is how you do a live on Substack.
hell yeah. I hand wrote this. There's a rip in the paper. Um okay. So I have a question about suffering.
Ooh,
Do
my
you
favorite.
is it yes. Is it your perception? Because okay, so here's the situation. Basically the question is suffering caused by one single thing like desire or sin? So like
Mm.
the
Ooh, good
Buddhists
question. Yeah.
The Buddha teaches that suffering is caused by desire. A
Yep.
Christian might say that sin
The fall
causes
of
suffering.
man. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, all sorts of things. What is there a single thing that can be tied to all suffering, or is it not? You know, that way. I guess.
Okay. So I'm gonna answer this in a very strange animistic way, as I always do. Okay.
Wonderful.
So
I love that.
so
Yeah.
agriculture
Hmm.
is labor for a season, harvest food, have feast. This is the cycle of agriculture. We are
Yeah.
still in this cycle, but we've abstracted, so now I can eat harvested goods from across the world. There is no season, there is only pleasure. Okay?
Mm,
So we've become weak and decadent. Therefore, it is easier to suffer now because now I can suffer in my pleasure. Now I can like not like
mm,
someone's take online and I'm sad about it or some bullshit. Okay. So yes, desire is a huge portion of suffering. I think
hmm,
it's unique in our era that that's the case. I
mm,
would say, what did we evolve for, or what did society do, or how did I'll go farther. How did culture occur? A culture occurs because we get leisure time and we
hmm,
do things in leisure time to combat or to make suffering justifiable, right? I can
mm,
go and pick my berries, hunt my food, and then we get to chill. Okay. If you look at modern Amazonian tribes, for instance, they're all happy as fuck. Like they're just across the board. Their
yeah.
lives are more laborious, more difficult. There's no
Yes.
disease, so we can put a little pin on that. It's a little asterisk in these societies because they're closed off. So I suffering I don't think is from one thing by default. I think it's many things. I think
Hmm.
in this Christian narrative, Buddhism second, in the Christian narrative, it is a post hoc rationalization of where suffering come from. Look at the
Mm,
curse of what is this is insane. No, like every all the Christians skip over this because they're too modern brain to see this. When God's like, "Hey, you ate from the wrong tree, you bad sons of bitches," he says you have to labor in the fields, which is interesting, and that childbirth is difficult. Does that
hmm,
mean we
hmm,
didn't have to labor in the fields and that child labor wasn't difficult? That's interesting. So I
hmm.
think that in as culture progresses in basically decadence and technology, we then suffer more because of it. We think we're alleviating that suffering, but we're actually, to the Buddhist angle, putting more and more layers of how decadent I am. Now I see how I can suffer more, how I can
Yeah.
be worse, how I can see. So I think it's a retroactive cope, personally.
Yeah.
But to answer your
Hmm.
question, um, fuck, man, it has to come from multiple sources. I would say just the human condition is suffering. I would say we
Mm,
wouldn't, if we didn't have suffering or couldn't understand suffering, we would not, we would think ourselves animals, not human. So I think the suffering element is actually what makes us human. And let me prove it with Christianity. How does God save humanity? By suffering the worst as possible. He must be beaten, he must be innocent but proven guilty. He must be stabbed. He must be killed. This is the only way I can justify suffering is through suffering because animals don't
mm,
need that scapegoat. We go back to our our very first conversation. So I think it's actually that we define the human condition as the highest form of suffering, and that's what makes us great. That we can overcome
mm.
the suffering to become human, or to become God, frankly, and achieve theosis. So I think
Yeah.
suffering is actually the mechanism in which we obtain greater good. Now, for the
Yeah.
Buddhist angle, Buddha never says that we can destroy suffering. That's actually a Buddhist
Hmm.
heresy. That's annihilation heresy, is what they call it, right? It's actually
Hmm.
that we must temper all of our desires, frankly. So the Buddha idea is the flaming coal. If you let desire run rampant, you become a hedonist and an
Hmm.
unfettered hedonist, and you only are, you're controlled by your fire. If you completely extinguish it, you want to fucking kill yourself. So it
Right.
is the onus is on you to not make the fire go too much and not to extinguish it, but to keep the coals as just that, coals that you are blowing on
Right.
to temper. So I think it's actually that we think we hate suffering, but actually suffering is that which defines the human condition. That would be my answer.
Fucking fucking impeccable. Could not have said it better. Could not have said it better myself. And God, you hit on so many things. Wait a minute. First of all, I think it's interesting that you bring up remote tribes.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I've
Fascinating,
also
dude.
I've
Fascinating. They're the happiest
very
people in the
interesting.
world, bro. They're sitting
Yeah,
here in every picture, like they're taking a picture, they're just like, they're cheesing for the camera. They love that shit, bro. They're just so about it.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's
They live
crazy.
a they live a very. I've long thought that they live very challenging,
They do.
they very challenging, difficult lives, but their lives are very intentional. That's what I think the modern human has lost, is that their lives are very, very intentional. Um, because they're up against, you know, nature and its full force. You know, they don't have a hospital to go to.
Against nature. I
Yeah,
mean, they live with nature. We are against nature. They actually are
yeah,
in relationship with it. Yeah.
yeah. But exactly, yeah. So they're at the same time, you know, they have to deal with all the challenges that come with basically living in nature and not having access to modernity.
Yep.
Um, and yet they are, yeah, by and large, the happiest people, like the happiest people on earth. There isn't, like, you think about
They're
like
not
mental
suicidal
illness.
at all.
No,
Yeah,
you
there's
think,
no
yeah,
exactly,
there is no
exactly.
mental illness. There
It
is
doesn't
no mental
exist.
illness. The only anxiety they have is not being eaten by a fucking jaguar. Like, that's a pretty reasonable anxiety. You know, that's a healthy anxiety. Is let's build a fire so the jaguars stay out or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep.
um, other than that, they don't have anxiety. They don't have like what you would think of as depression. They have schizophrenia, but those people are respected.
Is it schizophrenia or is it real? Is
But
it
that's the thing,
real?
though. Yeah, exactly. Is it real though? Can they actually? Are they actually speaking with the ancestors and the spirits? You know what I'm saying?
They are.
Yeah,
They definitely are.
exactly. Um, but yeah, no, that's I 100% agree with you. Um,
Mm.
I think that there's what I here's what I think is like. Um, I think as much as I respect Buddhism and I really like um and that's part of why I brought up desire, because I feel like you could make the argument that the Buddha presents, that all suffering can be traced back to desire. Technically, you can say that about anything. Like, oh, I have cancer and I'm
Right.
suffering because I wish I didn't have cancer.
You're
Well,
suffering because you're
what a
alive. It's like
yeah,
cool,
what a
cool, bro.
convenient,
Yeah.
like when you take Buddhism to its most literal extreme, it's a pretty convenient fucking thing to say like desire
Right.
causes all suffering. It's like, yeah, technically desire causes all suffering if you want to put it to like that. But it's not, it's too simple of an answer to go to that, I would say.
Right.
Because, you know, there's real suffering in the world and stuff sucks sometimes. Um but I agree with you in this idea that there's like, I think that we get a sense of purpose, you know, from suffering to a certain
I
degree.
think
You know what I
purpose would
mean?
not exist if suffering doesn't
Yeah,
exist. That full stop.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't, like you have to have, you know, I mean, it could be as simple as like, um, you know, nowadays, since we most of us don't live in a tribe and we're hunting our own food, we have to go to the gym to be in shape or like be healthy.
Yeah,
And
we
going to the
pay
gym kind of
money to
sucks.
lift rock in buildings, bro. It's wild.
It's fucking crazy. But that's what we do. And but you can't achieve your gym goals without some, you know, or your health goals or your physique goals or whatever it is, without doing some sort of physical activity,
Yep.
which sometimes sucks, but it also gives you some um adrenaline
It
and
needs to suck.
some,
I remember
it
we talked
needs to
about this.
suck, yeah.
We talked about this last time we talked about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I remember the first. So after 2 weeks of boxing, when I first started, I remember
Yeah,
calling my mom on the phone because I was
yeah.
so the endorphins were just like bursting out of me. And I'd be like, "Mom, I love myself. I love
Yeah,
you. I love my family." Like I needed to
right.
literally have someone punch me in the face and me to go
Hmm.
to be like, "Oh my god, this is dope." You know what I mean? Like I needed
Yeah.
her to have that, or I would. It just dude, it's the other
Hmm.
side of the coin every single time, dude. Every single time.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Difficult things in many cases, not just exercise, but in general, illicit, which are in themselves, can be a form of suffering, because they are difficult to do. They elicit, purpose in a positive, you know, result, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, um, very interesting for sure. Um, yeah. Wow. It's very like I've written about the I've been meaning to like kind of do more of a deep dive on that about like um tribal communities and whatnot,
Yeah, it's a
and,
great
and,
thing.
and what's going
Uh,
on because it's
yeah,
so
have you read
interesting.
Daniel Quinn at all?
Mm-mm.
Uh, da- uh Daniel Quinn, he wrote Ishmael, the Ishmael trilogy. I like the
Oh.
books. I think the story of B is the strongest in the trilogy. But
Hmm.
he it's all about a talking gorilla that talks to this
Yeah,
guy. He's an
I've heard about
atheist.
this.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I've heard about
fantastic.
this. Yeah.
But he goes on these sermons, these tirades. Actually, I was very inspired in how my writing style works, where the
Hmm.
gorilla basically asks him, "What's the difference between you and a tribal society?" And he's like, "I don't know. They like don't farm as much." But he's kind of like "Oh, they make like stories about animal blah blah." And he's like, "No, no, no, just forget all the theological shit. You
Hmm.
guys lock up your food. They don't." That
Hmm.
is the difference. Full stop. Everything else comes from that difference. And so he
Yeah.
calls them takers, the people who take from the gods and keep it, and the leavers, those who leave for the gods to do their own thing. That's the distinction. I love this
Mm.
distinction. And so
Yeah.
he tells about all these different Papua New Guinea tribes. He goes into Africa a little bit and kind of just makes these very like they don't seem profound on their face, but if you look at them, that's why the cultures are so profoundly different.
Yeah.
And he basically retells the fall of man, but as if a person from a tribe told it, not someone from your society told it. And it's just this
Oh fuck.
great distinction. It's fantastic.
Sorry. I just got scared as fuck. Look at this bug, dude. Do you see that fucking thing?
That's a bug. That is a bug,
Holy
bro.
shit!
Dude, the
Holy
Starship
fucking
Troopers
shit!
part of me is coming out, bro.
Oh my god! Oh, that freaked the fuck out of me. I heard that sucker pull up. What should I do? Should I?
He's just
God
chilling.
damn. Oh god, I don't want to bother it.
You're in his home, dude. You're fucking with
I
his
know I
house.
am.
Ben Walter gives
Holy
the only good bug is a dead bug, dude.
dude, that sucker's got chompers on it, dude. Oh god. Anyways, yeah, I feel like I'm gonna go over
Yo, let me
here.
be right back. I'll
I'm
be
gonna.
going inside real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll keep eyes on that. Chat, keep eyes on the bug for me. I'm gonna fucking get a new pouch. Holy shit. That thing is terrifying. What the fuck is that? Look at the chompers on that bitch. Oh my god, look at the chompers on that bitch. Dude, I don't want to squish it. I don't want to go near that thing. Oh my god. I'm in its house. What the fuck is that thing? Is there an entomologist in the chat? What is this demon that's before me right now? It's you. Oh my god, Ben, it's you. Really? Should I kill it? Somebody vote. Should I kill it? It's on my desk, but I'm in its house. Unca's right. God.
My late grandfather,
Yeah.
Robert. He
Mm-hmm.
was an entomologist. He worked for the Canadian government, the Australian government, and the American government. And my boy, you guys can look up Robert Fye out here. He's the
Okay.
motherfucker. He wrote one of the first papers on the American honeybee and saved the
Okay.
entire Yakima Valley's pears. This guy is a
Uh-huh.
American fucking hero and does not get the. So when I was a kid, I would do just what you're doing and like call him on the phone and then take a
Yeah.
picture on a fucking like Polaroid camera and send him the pictures and
Really?
be like, "What kind of bug was he?" It's so adorable. He was one of the greats, man. One of the greats. Robert Fye. Look him up.
Okay. That's fucking sick, man. He could really help me out right now.
He could.
This is
May he
I
rest in
can I
peace.
I've literally RIP indeed. I've literally never seen anything this fucking big and scary in my life, dude. Look at the chompers on that bitch, for real.
I'd rather
Okay,
see
so
a coyote.
I have a big stick. Me too, for
just
real.
just
I would
scoop
literally
him. Just scoop
rather.
him off. Just give him a nice little little
Okay,
little little push.
I'm
Don't
horrified. I am
don't
literally
Neil
horrified right
Patrick
now.
Harris him. Just kind of a little
Is
scoop.
he
Give him a
gonna?
little push. There you go.
Ah!
Good job. Good
Okay,
job.
okay, wait. Oh shit, there's a moth. Homie's on the ground. I'm just pushing him away. He can fly though. Oh my god. I don't want to hurt him. I just want him to be gone. I just want him away. Okay, I think he's all right. Holy shit. I'm being attacked out here, dude. Oh, is that a tick? Now that I will kill. If it's a tick. I don't think that's a tick. I'm a
Every live
fucking
we have, the wildlife just escalate every single time. So by our last
dude.
live, there's like an actual cougar in the background.
Dude, I know. There's gonna be. I swear to God, I'm gonna get a. I'm gonna be the first fucking person in southeastern Michigan to get a fucking grizzly bear on their fucking podcast, dude. I
Sorry,
swear to
wait.
God, some
You guys call them cougars or mountain lions? Actually, because
um in
isn't that
Michigan.
a different mountains thing?
I'm trying to think. Well, I know. I think in Michigan, in the UP, we have some kind of big cat.
Okay,
Um,
got you.
I don't know if we. Is it different? I think those are two
It's
different
they're
cats,
the
though, aren't
same
they?
animal. It's just people call them different things.
Oh,
Yeah, they're the same
I think
exact
we
species of animal.
are they
I
really
saw
okay.
I was up in Fort Stevens camping at the beach, and we saw a black bear at the camp, and
Hmm.
I just said, "Let's let's get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here, guys."
yeah. No, that's fucking wild. Um, I'd be scared. I'd be like, oh, I don't. I wouldn't know what to fucking do if I saw a fucking big cat or a bear. I'd
I
be
took my
fucked up.
flashlight. I grabbed the baton I had on my backpack and walked backwards. I said, "Nope, nope, nope."
Yeah, like nope. Um, I don't know what we call them here. I think we call them mountain lions. I think we got
Yeah,
mountain
yeah.
lions up north. I'm pretty
I know
sure.
that's an American thing. I don't know if it fucking matters, but
But
I
we
know
don't have
that's a
fucking
thing.
mountains in Michigan. Like, not really. So, like,
Oh, they're just called
I don't know.
lions.
Yeah, yeah. Not, American lions, I guess. Michigan lions. Um, Detroit lions. I don't know. Um,
Nice.
but yeah. Anyways, let me see. Oh god. I'm not gonna lie, that fucking I'll make sure I have eyes on that bitch if I can. I pushed him a ways away.
Yeah,
I
we
mean, you
can wrap
saw
up
that
here
thing.
pretty soon.
Yeah, I gotta
I got
I gotta get up there
13% on the
soon.
phone battery. Yeah, so let's hit
Oh
a couple
shit.
more of these
Yeah.
questions and then we'll
Okay.
call it. This has been awesome though, bro. This has been one of my favorite lives.
Dude,
This has been fantastic.
I'm having a lot of fun. These are so much fun. We gotta get where's Damp, dude? We gotta
Dude,
get
we
that
need a
fella Damp in
with
one.
3 with Damp, bro. We
Yeah.
that needs to happen. I know he's back on Substack. Dude, thank God he's alive, bro. Everyone
Yeah.
give me W's in the chat for Damp being
Yeah.
still with us. Let's go.
Yeah. Um, we gotta do that three-way. That would be a lot of fun.
It would be.
Um, I think I only have one more, and it's the most
Okay.
broad
Okay.
question you can give. It's what's the meaning of life, dude? In your perception and your idea of things, is there a meaning? Is there a purpose? What are we here for? What's going on, if you will?
Well, everyone could go read my cynic manifesto I just posted here on the Substack. So okay, I've thought about this a lot. Okay,
Mhm.
and the postmodernists will tell you you make your own meaning.
Yeah.
That's kind of true, but I don't think you can make your own meaning by yourself.
Yeah.
I truly think just because of our nature, we are communal animals. So
Yeah.
I am uh, but once again, this is where me and my buddy Diogenes we butt heads. Okay,
Hmm.
Diogenes says, "Fuck your family, fuck your nation, fuck
Hmm.
everything that's external from you, because as a
Yes.
cynic, you're just a dog in the world. That's all you need to be." I You could live like that, but I think very few
Hmm.
people have the disposition to live as such. There are those people. I don't deny that. But I
Yeah.
think most of us cannot live that way. Um,
Yeah.
shout out to our boy Cuckfucius. He's not in the chat, but he's the best Substacker on this whole goddamn app. Go read Cuckfucius. He
Mhm.
breaks things down into like schizo temperaments, autistic temperaments, and psycho temperaments, and like has that cool like trifecta. That's
Mhm.
smart. But for my own life, what actually resonates with me, the meaning of life. I think the meaning of life is finding out what sacrifices mean stuff to you. I think this goes
Okay.
all the way back to why do we sacrifice children or
Mhm.
agriculture or lambs, or like why is sacrifice intrinsic to divinity? I think
Mhm.
it's finding what's the most worth thing that you think is truly beautiful, true, and actually giving that up to continually being in the heroic state of becoming. So you're
Yeah.
constantly sacrificing the thing that means the most and finding something new. So it's not one thing, it's the mechanism of finding that one thing and then giving it up. Finding that one thing and then giving it up. And so I don't think you ever really arrive at like,
Yeah.
oh, I made it, I'm 31 years old and I mean something. I think you constantly have to challenge that question and then move and roll the boulder forward, to use the obvious example of the afterlife. But man, for it to be one thing, it can't be one thing.
Yeah.
Everyone lives a different life. Once again, the meaning of life to me, going back to like a secluded tribe, their meaning has to be different than mine just by default. So
Yeah.
it's hard for me to really staple down. I don't think any one person has any one meaning. However, I do believe you need to find that mechanism that reflects it back to you. I need to
Mhm.
do something important so my mom can be happy, so my
Yeah.
dad can be proud of me. You know what I mean? And so I
Mhm.
think you can't self-actualize by yourself, which seems paradoxical, but I think that
Mhm.
that is the case. And so
Yeah.
I think it's truly finding the things which are you and being willing to sacrifice that to things that are above you, and finding, maybe there we go, the meaning of life is finding something above you and willing to strive for that thing in spite of yourself. That's probably the meaning of life. I know it's a gay answer, but that's all I got for you.
I think it's a great answer. I think it's impeccable. I could definitely see that. Um
What about you, bro?
um I'm inclined to say that there is no inherent meaning to life.
Good.
Um and that there is hmm, I mean, I think your response, I agree to that, with that
Mm,
a lot. I also
mm,
think, kind of like what we were talking about earlier, kind of how you said that, human nature, like suffering, is this key aspect of human
mm.
nature,
Yep.
and without it, we don't have like purpose. And so I think for me, um, the the meaning of life is to alleviate suffering. I would say needless suffering with more suffering.
Yeah,
In the sense
100%.
that, and
100%,
what I
dude.
mean, right, and what I mean by that is alleviate pain and suffering through, basically hard work and effort, is
Well,
I
what is
think,
what is
that's
needless
important.
suffering? You know what I mean? Like, what is
Well, yeah, I
suffering
mean,
that
it's
actually, finding that difference is so crucial.
yeah.
I mean, my favorite verse in the entire biblical canon is this. They're going through a genealogy of the sons of
Mhm.
Adam, and you get to
Yeah.
Enoch, and all it says is Enoch walked with the gods, and he was no more.
Mm.
That's it. He gets zapped up to heaven. This is before Jesus or before writing or before all this bullshit. He just walked with the gods. What?
Mm.
That must be it, right?
Crazy.
Like, and then you go
Yeah.
back to Adam and Eve. God walks in the cool of the day and asks, where are you guys? This is what we do. We
Mhm.
walk. And I think that to
Yeah.
me, it seems basic and simple, but like walking around, just
Mhm.
just being in the cool of the day,
Yeah.
Diogenes laying in the sun. I don't see all the other things are extravagant. Like
Mhm.
I should challenge myself. Everyone should challenge themselves to be
Yeah.
happy laying in the sun and just doing that. That to me, if I
Yeah.
can find meaning in that, everything else is extra credit. And that's cool. Like I like
Yeah.
extra credit. We talk right now, you know, and we try to find, you know, we have the community. That's fine. But at the end of the day, that's all I want. Is to be able to
Yeah.
go outside, slap a blanket down, lay in the sun, get sunburnt. Let's go.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah. The simple things, man. Oftentimes, you know what? I feel like when I look back at my life, like my happiest moments were um pretty like normal things. You know what I mean?
Damn right. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
You
I
know what I
fucking
mean?
do. Yep.
Stuff like that, like you described. Like my happiest moments, the moments I felt the best were very simple moments, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Why I have uncle on my username? I'll tell the story right now. I went to my
Yeah.
niece's graduation,
Hmm.
and I have a niece who is graduating. She's actually older than my youngest sister, so they kind of have the cute dynamic of calling each other like, you know, niece and aunt, and that they have that cool dynamic.
Yeah.
These little kids, they were related to the family, but not related to me.
Hmm.
They're going to all the aunts and uncles and grandpas and asking to jump on the trampoline with them, and everyone says, no,
Hmm.
I'm too old, I don't do that. And I was the only one to be like, get me on that trampoline and let's hang out with the kiddos. That's one of my
Yeah.
favorite memories of all time, because that's all it had to be, is
Yeah.
me. These little kids wanted an adult, to like come and just play with them and just be,
Mm.
be in that moment with them. And
Yeah.
that's all it was, man. It was just us laughing, and I'm launching them off the trampoline and shit, like super basic shit. That's like not like, it's like whatever. That's like daily life. That's
Yeah.
where you find it, dude. If you're striving so much for something else, that's why you never find it, because you take it
Yeah.
out of the mundane and you don't think you can find it here. I think you can,
Hmm.
man. I know that makes me a cynic, but that's why I am one. Like you can find it.
Yeah.
It's right in front of you. Going back to Buddhism, it's literally right there. Like the third eye is always on your head. It's just not open.
Hmm.
Like, just if you just open
Yeah.
it up, you can get it. You can have it. Everyone can be a Buddha, but you just don't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. If I might plug
Fulfill your
myself,
childhood based.
wait, what was it called? There was basically I wrote one of my Substacks essays about this exact idea. What was it called? Oh, the something of achievement in Marnes moments. I don't know. Look up something Marnes moments. It's an old one I wrote, but basically it's about this idea. Like, yeah, yeah. It really is. It really is just those simple moments that are kind of the best sometimes.
Yep,
I mean, pretty much all the time. Actually, let's be honest. I feel like yeah. all the
100%.
all the things
Do you
where you're
do,
supposed to feel like, oh, this is great. You're like, whatever, and then
mhm.
simple moments are kind of
Do you
better.
climb a mountain to get to the top, or do you climb a mountain to climb a mountain? It's just it's been there.
Yeah.
Like
Hmm.
Olympus was where the gods was. They could have walked
Yeah.
up Olympus. It's not
Hmm.
that it's not tall of a mountain. There's much taller mountains, but like that's
Yeah.
where the gods lie, in the
Yeah.
actual ability to just walk up the mountain, walk in the cool
Hmm.
today. Uh, and I'm at 5% battery. Is there anything you wanted to say
All
before
right.
we diff out? Because I was worried that I was actually going to cut out right now, so I should
Okay.
probably
Yeah.
call it.
No, we can call it. I think this has been a fantastic conversation.
So good, dude.
Thank you for joining me once again.
Always, man.
I'll put this on YouTube soon. Everybody, I think honestly, I think most of your subscribers are are watching this. Probably a few unofficials that we have,
Hey,
but if you're not following or subscribed to Uncle, go do that. And you're
give me the
watching this because he's
200.
amazing.
Give me the
He's
200.
impeccable.
Let's go.
Let's fucking get it. Uh, Uncle, thank you so much for joining me, dude.
Always, man.
All right, we'll do it again soon.
Peace, dude.
You have a great night, man.
Doctor out of
Peace.
session. Peace.
Okay, real quick. I just got done recording with Uncle Diogenes here in the cemetery. Just got done recording a Substack live. Gonna post it on the YouTube, which is probably where you're watching this now. And the song of the night is Hopefully Forever by Dan Mason. Again, that is Hopefully Forever by Dan Mason. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.
now. It seems that